What is going on, everybody? You are now tuned into PFG and you are kicking it with Freeform 64. So let me go ahead and let you guys know what this is all about. Obviously, as the title says, this is a special day because this day marks the 1 month period that we have to wait for Nintendo's official press release of the Nintendo Switch. That's right, the entire buffet. Whatever you want, all you can eat, baby. You gonna get it all. I cannot wait. So basically, what I want to do in this video is kind of have a kickback, talk about some of the things that we do know about the Switch, some of the things that people think they know about the Switch. I call those rumors. And some of the things that we're kind of worried about, and then, obviously like questions and my thoughts. Hopefully you guys enjoy this video. Stay tuned. So what do we actually know about the Switch? Well, one of the most important things, in order for you to even know what you're talking about, we know its name. That's right. We know that it's called the Nintendo Switch. So that's good news. Obviously, it's not something that I wanted the name to be initially. We wanted some crazy name like, Xenomorph, Nintendo Xeno Power or something. You know what I mean? I don't know. You know how we are as gamers with all these weird Super Nintendo Plus EX or something. Like, why would they call it a Super Nintendo? We don't use words like Super anymore, or Mega or nothing like that. We don't use those. Shout out to my boy K Mega. That was not a diss at you, but when it comes to consoles, we don't call them Mega Drives or Super this, and no, we just, kind of keep it simple. You got ones and twos and obviously Switch. So anyway, the name is actually a really, really, really good name because going into the next thing we know, the name represents the console to its fullest potential. Being that we know what the console is, it can switch into multiple methods of gameplay. Or gaming, I guess you could say. We know what it is. It's an actual home console / handheld hybrid. It literally is. On one end of the spectrum, you can try to say, oh, it's just a handheld you can hook up to your TV. Well, it's not quite that simple. But anyway, either way you want to slice it, it is a hybrid. You can call it a handheld that hooks to your TV or a console that goes on the go or whatever. It doesn't really matter. Nintendo's marketing this as a home console. So, yeah, it's a home console. You're going to be seeing home console games on here. And, of course, you're going to be seeing handheld and mobile games as they can take advantage of that as well. Awesome idea, but let me not get too deep into that. I'm kind of revealing my thoughts on it already. But we know what the Nintendo Switch is, and that's cool. It has, let's see, I said, 5 modes of gameplay? So basically, you've got the console form with a standard controller, be it the controller they give you the Joy-Cons together on a dock that allows them to be a standard controller, or what they've shown so far, the Pro. I'm assuming there's going to be some sort of classic and GameCube iterations and so on and so forth. Anyway, so you can have that kind of standard gameplay. You can obviously remove it from the dock and play it as a handheld with the controllers attached to the side of the screen. That's method number 2. You can detach the Joy-Cons. You can set up on a kickstand the screen or the actual Switch itself, and you can play it that way, which obviously gives you the option to separate your hands, use motion controls, and all that other stuff there. So that's option number 3. Option number 4 would be you set it up, use a classic controller or even the Joy-Cons attached to their dock as a standard controller, Pro controller, whatnot, and play it as a like you're playing a standard home console on a regular TV. That's 4, right? Okay, so then you have the final option, what I've seen so far, where you can split the Joy-Con, one Joy-Con in each person's hand. So that's 2 players on one display on the go. So that's 5 methods that we know of so far of playing that console. Pretty freaking amazing if you ask me. Alright, so moving right along, we know that Mario, Splatoon, Mario Kart, and Zelda Breath of the Wild, those are all going to be within the launch year. Most likely Mario being the game that's going to launch either bundled with the console or um, there for purchase on day one. I personally would think it to be awesome, and I really have a strong feeling that it is going to be bundled in. Mario's going to be bundled in with one of the consoles, with one of the SKUs on day one. So, it may even be bundled into the standard, edition, which would be great. I think that would be great because it would make it easier for Nintendo to sell it as a handheld, in a dock separately. If they had a game bundle, then you just buy the game with the handheld, and you just have something to play on the go. I don't know. It just seems more appealing for them to be able to do that. So I think that we're going to see the Switch with a bundle game. And here I go again, giving my thoughts early. All right. So moving on. What do we know about the console? Again, we do know that it's going to have a plethora of third-party support, supposedly. Yes, the last console, it had a drop off of support, but I believe there's many reasons. A lot of those reasons I don't see applying here with this console. So I think we're gonna have some strong support here. You've already got companies like Bethesda really going to bat for the console, giving tons of praise, being very open about their support as far as letting people know they're very excited. Obviously not letting us know any specific titles, but they're letting us know they're very excited. And this is, again, a dev team that said that they wouldn't actually support the console if it wasn't up to par with current gen consoles. Now, again, they could still be supported because they want to make some kind of money and they don't really care. But I highly doubt that, as gaming is more lucrative today than it was last generation this same time. They don't need to do that. So I really believe that we're going to see some really good third-party support. As long as Nintendo continues to do what they're doing, which is strong marketing, strong messaging, delivering on core gaming experiences, I think we're going to see some really good support there. So, yeah, we got a lot of people on board with the console this time around. One of those includes, again, when it comes to smaller companies, an indie company that just announced their game Seasons of Heaven, which is going to be an exclusive on the console. So that's cool. Again, any developers, big or small, you're all invited as long as you make good games, man. Gamers love you. Let's see. So we know that the console, physically is going to have a USB-C port at the bottom of it to be charging that large battery that you're, of course, going to be needing for that extended mobile gameplay. Perfect. I mean, USB-C, short charge period for long-lasting charges. It's good to know. I mean, that is the future of handheld. You want some kind of quick charge method. So, but of course, with handheld growing, you're going to expect the fidelity to grow with the actual experience. So, USB-C is definitely invited. I won't be so concerned about that battery life with that said. Let's see. Oh, we know that the console is going to be using the Tegra Pascal chip, NVIDIA's latest mobile chip and innovation. The general public that knows computing knows that NVIDIA's, pretty much the top dog when it comes to graphic computing and everything, creating the chips and different technologies that push this game forward. Essentially, NVIDIA is mainly the one they do with mad horsepower, and the latest in innovation technology. So Nintendo signing up with NVIDIA is something that hasn't been done in a long time as far as a gaming console manufacturer teaming up with these guys. I just think that can only be good for the both of them. It's going to give NVIDIA an opportunity to get into the console space again, and Nintendo an opportunity to have some of the latest and greatest technology and power moving forward. Let's see. So that's good news. We have SD cards that you can put into the console for expanded memory and different uses. That's exciting to know. And of course, the console is going to be using cards, which again is more exciting news because that cuts costs, allows the company to put more money, investment dollars in research and development, quality control, and obviously power. So that's just great. Obviously, the cards allow for a lot shorter loading times, durability, mobility, everything. I mean, the carts that's just a great idea. Let's see. Oh, we do know that the dock has it gives the console enough juice to where the components can upclock themselves and perform at a higher rate. So that's really cool. So essentially the dock does provide the console with more power, which is cool. I mean, you can't go wrong there. So let's move on with what's rumored so far. We're looking at some rumors. You got the GameCube emulator, which is the biggest and the baddest fucking rumor I've ever heard. I'm so happy to hear that. Huge GameCube fan. And there's a lot of games I haven't even got to get through on the GameCube, but you damn sure know I'm going to get some bloody roar. So let's get with it. It's rumored that the Joy-Cons have IR blasters, or an IR blaster on one of them. I don't know yet, but we'll see. The PS4 Pro rumors. Yeah, they're calling it the Nintendo Switch Pro. That's hilarious. Seeing as the Pro is having a really hard time looking like a tough guy out there in the game, you know. It's kind of looking weak, but it's all good. They're saying basically, though, all bullshit aside, that the dev kits that have been currently released for the Switch are so powerful, they outpace the PS4 Pro in processing potential. So that is very interesting. It could lead to, you know, some other things, but I'll get in that with my thoughts. Don't let me forget, guys. Don't let me forget. All right, so everybody's kind of guessing on the screen size. It does look like it's going to be about a 6-inch screen, maybe 6.5, but rumors are saying it's around 6.2 inches in size. Again, that's a great size for a handheld screen. That's larger than pretty much anything on the market. When you're talking about gaming-specific consoles coming from the main three parties, yeah, it's the best. We're not talking about those small teams trying to make something and sell it to someone else big. No. We're talking about the big players in the game. Largest handheld on the market. Let's see. The resolution. People are kind of worried about the resolution. Not worried. I'm going to say worried about the resolution. I don't want to get into that fanboy war, resolution war bullshit. People are kind of undecided or unsure of the resolution is what I mean. As far as the rumor mill and sources that we got, it's been anywhere from 720 to 1080 on the display. Either one will be fine with me, as again, this is going to be the baddest handheld on the market. So either way, we can't lose. Yeah, we're kind of, you know, curious about the UI and what it's going to be like. I can't say there's officially been any rumors on the UI, but there has been rumors about the cloud, the online cloud usage, which links up so many consoles and gives so much power. This has been something that's been a rumor for a very long time on the Switch, but no one has seemed to really kind of elaborate on it as of late. So I don't know what's going on with that rumor, but we shall see. All right, so enough with that nonsense. Let me get on to my thoughts. So, what do I think about the Nintendo Switch? Oh man, I think it's kind of obvious, right? I mean, I am extremely excited about this console. I am so excited because we've kind of found ourselves in this rut in gaming where it's all about the polygons, the resolution, how much how close can the game look to real life, and you know, how gory can a game be? How explicit can a game be? How boring can a game be? Essentially, how much can every game look alike? That's kind of what we've gotten in the past, you know, few years with a lot of the games, and then it's all about how many consoles are sold and who has the most power, and it was kind of for me how you know, the cellular game or the smartphone game was. I was really into smartphones. I would say around the time when the first Galaxy was announced, and the best Galaxy phone was the one that Sprint had. As usual, they had the worst surface but the best devices. Anyway, was really into it. It was very innovative, you know, Android was building up, and all this new awesome technology was coming out. People were hacking them and unlocking them, doing all kind of crazy exciting stuff. You have these new chips inside these phones. They were doing some incredible stuff, and then eventually the phones just got oversaturated, and you kind of hit this plateau in technology, and it was just gimmick after gimmick after gimmick after gimmick, and just a marketing ploy after marketing ploy, because there was no new technology to push their products, just a bunch of bullshit. So that's what's been going on. Not to say I haven't been having fun. I currently own an Xbox One. I enjoy it a lot, but that is not to say that I am left with more to be desired. As I would like more, traditional games as far as like the colors and things. And I know people could say to me right now, well, why don't you just get a Wii U or something? I don't like the Wii U. I'm going to be honest with you. It's overpriced. It's Fisher price. And, it's just that too gimmicky. I just don't like it at all whatsoever. Period. I don't like it. That's just the bottom line. But I do love Nintendo products. I mean, as far as what they usually do. And I know they usually do bring something new and innovative, quote unquote gimmicky to the table. But, what they're doing with the Switch is more of a gimmick in a sense that it's actually something useful and not just something like, gimmicky where people would use that as a bad word, so to speak, to talk about, what someone's bringing to the table. This is actually really cool. The fact that it has multiple modes and methods of play. That's actually something that, can be used and be useful in gaming and not interfere with your, just standard enjoyment with games. So, didn't like the Wii U, don't like the Wii U. I won't pick up a Wii U unless I absolutely have to. And it doesn't look like I'll have to with the Switch. So anyway, how I feel about the Switch is good. I'm happy about it. It's exciting. I haven't been this excited since, the Dreamcast, I don't know. It's just great. It's the first time that somebody has taken this step and done it right. I mean, Nintendo has been trying to do this for years. I mean, I think you had, what was it, the Game Boy player for the Super Nintendo, I believe, that came out. Then they had the Advanced player. I mean, I'm not looking all this stuff up. I'm just talking off the top of my head, but you know what I mean. If you've been playing since then, you know what I'm talking about. You attach it to the bottom of the console, pop your cart in, and you can play those handheld games on a console. But obviously, it couldn't go the other way. They were making ways for your handheld to come to the TV, but there was no way for it to bring the console to the handheld space. And this is when they finally have gotten it, where you can bring that console just out on the go, and then you can put whatever. Obviously, there's going to be handheld games that look traditionally handheld and play traditionally handheld that will be playable on the console. So they finally did it. It's just amazing. Sony has tried and tried and tried before Nintendo. Man, they tried to take that glory from them, man, with that PSP and the Vita, but they didn't succeed, and I'm happy about that. You know what I mean? I'll be honest. I'm happy to see that Nintendo is the one that did it. I actually owned a few PSPs and a Vita, by the way. Owned a number of different games, so not going to get into that. For the Vita, enjoyed it. So I'm not just hating here. I'm just glad that Nintendo, the company who has really been trying to do this before anybody, was the first one to actually do it and get it done right. So, and again, that's speculation. It could be wrong when it comes to launch, but so far it looks like it's just so right. So I'm very excited about that. I cannot wait until January the 12th. If it pre-orders open up that day, I'm pretty sure I will be pre-ordering it, But yeah, what do I expect from the console? I don't expect much more than just solid games. Just give me the best games that we can get in the market. All that awesome color, brightness, vibrance, creativity, uniqueness. That's what I want to see in the games. I want to see a plethora of games like that. To be honest with you, third-party support would be nice, but I've already got an Xbox. I don't care. I really don't care. You know what I mean? But it would be nice to see third-party support for those who don't have another console, because for many, one console is the only console you can have, and it's that way for me. For me, I've only had one console. I mean, I could have purchased another console, but it wasn't viable, enough for me to spend that kind of money in that space for another console that either I really don't like or doesn't offer anything different enough for me to add it to my collection. With the Switch, Nintendo will be offering me something that is different enough for me to be excited about it and for me to say that it is potentially worthy of my consumer dollars. All right, well, let me go ahead and wrap this up. So, let me end it with talking about two last games that I do want to see: F-Zero and Metroid Prime. Oh, man. F-Zero, 30 players, 15 teams of 2. Imagine 15 teams of 2 in an F-Zero track going ham. I'm talking about bashing, smashing, speed boosting, flying, and dying, baby. Hardcore. You got chat so you can talk with your buddy. Oh, man, I would love to see that. Love to see that. The most competitive arcade racer in the game it would be. Seriously. It would just be so great. Anyway, a Metroid game. We need that Metroid game, Nintendo. We need it. I mean, you got chumps out here making games like No Man's Sky. You got great games out here like Mass Effect Andromeda on the rise. We need a new Metroid game. We need some space exploration. I would love that. A few galaxies, hell, one galaxy, and you can literally fly to each location, do some kind of travel, real open world experience, on the planets and such. You've already done this in the Metroid Prime series quite a bit, but I just want to see some expansion on that. Make it third person, first person, whatever. Make it Metroid though. That's what we want. So you've already done justice with Breath of the Wild. That game's looking fantastic. So do us some justice and give us a Metroid, Nintendo. I love you. This marks the end of my video. Peace and love to all the gamers out there. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for hanging with me. Nintendo Switch. One more month, we will know, and shortly after, we will be playing it. Let me know what are some of the things that you've discovered about the Switch so far, what you're looking forward to on the Switch, any questions you have about the Switch, because I'm on this thing daily. I'm not going to be posting stuff on it daily, but I am definitely researching it daily. If you have any questions, put them in the comment box below. If you enjoyed content like this too, let me know by subscribing to my channel, sharing it with your friends, and hitting that thumbs up or thumbs down button. Either way it goes, just give me some sort of love and let me know what you think. That way I can make some good videos for you guys moving forward. Again, I'm Freeform64. This is PFG, and I'm out.